Oh, damn. I didn't know she was caught on camera. I'm looking at like this news article. I was like, what? Jesus Christ. It's even worse than I thought.
I mean, if that is not a teaser for what's going to happen in this show,
Oh, I
I
didn't
don't
even
know
realize
what
you started
is.
recording.
Your timing really is impeccable, I swear. I was going to do this whole bit about how I'm tired and I feel like I'm hungover, but I didn't drink or party really last night. I just went out to the hockey game, and now even though I'm just so old at this point, I feel hungover. But no, I mean, talking about someone getting caught on camera, if that doesn't keep them around, I don't know what will.
I didn't even realize you were recording. That's so funny.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at TABPOD. Also check us out on the Twix. That is Twitter or X. That's why we call it Twix, if you're wondering. Also, obviously, watch the YouTube channel. Last week's episode did really well, so thank you guys so much for just helping us on this journey by participating in what we do. But yeah, I saw that we got like 200 views on a regular podcast episode. What?
Yes, it's because we caught them with Diddy and his thousands of bottles of baby
Diddy
oil.
does drive the ratings. I'm not gonna lie. We also have 57 subscribers on the YouTube channel, so we are on the road to 100 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for helping us out there. Look, it's been a very busy week for me, okay? But regardless of how busy I was, I made a commitment to this show. Mm-hmm. And I said I was going to watch, at the very least, the first episode of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yes.
And can I just say that I would have rather done anything else with my time. Okay, and I'm not even being facetious about that. I would have rather been in a torture pit getting waterboarded in Guantanamo than have to watch that show. What? That's all it's just, first off, it is the most scripted reality television show I have ever watched in my life. There was actually a scene where the main character, Taylor, and her mom are talking, and you could see the mom looking off to the side to read the cue card and then respond. She'll look off, she'll be like, I mean, how would the church feel? Oh no, you got pregnant again? Like, it was so bad. And look, I'm not saying that this woman who may or may not be a paid actress, I don't know if that's actually Taylor's mother or not. I'm not saying that there's an issue with it is. You've done the research, of course you have. There's nothing wrong with her acting, and she is just a person, so obviously she's reading the cue cards. It's not about her. It's about the fact that this is supposed to be a reality television show, and you could see them reading. And that's part A of my 800-part thesis on why this is television garbage.
Okay.
Now, what I will say to defend Judy, because I don't want it. One, I don't think you should have referred me to watch this. I think you should have been like, yeah, I love it. This would not be for you. But
Fair.
But to defend you, I do understand why you like it, because if you can get past the fact that you are just watching a producer's version of what these women's lives are, it is pretty like in your face with it.
Yes, and you only watched the first episode. God, Lord Jesus, it gets even weirder, and yeah.
I mean, so do you remember the show Teen Mom 2?
I never watched any of the Teen Moms.
Okay, so in the show Teen Mom 2, one of the teens that got pregnant and became a mom, her name was Janelle. And Janelle is forever seared in my brain because she was doing a whole bunch of dumb stuff, and her lawyer was like, yo, you cannot leave the state. And she was like, but there's a Kesha concert I have to go to. And he was like, no, you cannot leave the state. And she literally said, I don't remember if she said it to the lawyer or just said it in an interview, but she was like, Kesha's the most important thing to me ever. How could I not be at her concert?
Wow.
And watching Taylor is like watching an adult version of, well, I already forgot her name.
Janelle.
Janelle, thank you. Because according to her on episode 1, she got divorced 3 months ago, but started dating somebody a month ago.
So 2 months after her divorce. Yes.
Yup. And then is talking about moving in together on top of the fact that she just gets knocked up.
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
And this is not, ladies, not a 22-year-old or even like in Teen Mom, a 15-year-old. No, she's like 29?
I think so, like 28, 29, something. Yeah.
Single wrong life choice possible. And then you have, I believe her name is Whitney, whose scandal was that her husband was on Tinder, even though he didn't do anything.
It's also supposedly Tinder, but we know it's not Tinder.
Oh, so it's Grindr? Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. I was so thrown by everything going on that I did not pick up on that at all. Okay. Or maybe that comes in a later episode. Either way. No, I didn't pick up on
it never comes up, but it's yes.
Okay.
But yeah, that was their scandal.
But I just love that the scandal isn't that he cheated on her and was doing it through these apps. It's just that he was on the app, but never actually did anything. Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to defend one person on this show. Now, granted, I don't know what happens with them later on, so maybe I am doing a terrible disservice to myself, but I am going to defend Michaela.
Okay.
Because they did her dirty in her introduction, because they did all of this other exposition stuff with all of the other characters, and she was silent for a majority of it. And because she has some skin condition, which I didn't really know about until the teaser at the end of the episode. Right? But because she has it, I was watching the episode the whole time just being like, why do they have this hostage? Of all the people, why do they get this hostage to be a background character? Like, it just didn't makes sense to me. And then finally she gets to talk, and then everything else happens. But I'm just like, they did her dirty. They could have done a better job of introducing her. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I'm looking at the poster, at this exact moment, I'm back on the Wikipedia page. I'm looking at the poster, and I just like... There's so many more women.
Oh yeah,
that I'm not even talking about.
Yep.
Also, soft swinging? That sounds like the dumbest thing, okay?
Yeah.
If you're unaware, this whole show was created off of these ladies doing TikTok, and then something happened where, like, I don't know, was it just discovered or was it talked about or did they stop recording?
Taylor went on a live on her TikTok.
No. I get that she did that. What I'm saying, we'll explain that. I get that she did that. What I'm saying, though, is what prompted her to go on the live?
I don't know. That part.
Okay, that's what I'm saying is we don't know why, if it's like the girls got into a fight and stopped doing, they were part of this group called Mom Talk. We don't know if they got into a fight and stopped doing it or if rumors were spreading, but for whatever reason, like Judy was saying, Taylor goes on Mom Talk and goes on TikTok and just reveals this scandal, as we talked about last week, where she's soft swinging with other moms in the group. And if you don't know what soft swinging was, because I just assumed it was regular swinging, right? Where we're just swapping, maybe a little group session.
Yeah.
But no. Apparently, soft swinging means that you can do everything but actual sex.
Yes.
Which honestly, now that I say it, does sound like the most Mormon thing ever.
Right.
Because think about it. This is, granted, I'm going into stereotypes here. I admit that. But this is the group of people that are down with polygamy, which basically puts the man at the top of everything. And now we're not even going to have him do any extra work. It's just like, I want a blowjob from your wife.
Yeah.
All right, tradesies.
Yep.
Oh, God. It's just, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I almost want to watch the second episode as
you should.
As torture to myself, like a hate watch. but, and this is how I know that I have the right one in my life. I watched the first episode with the EP, and after the episode, she was like, "What was that? Why?" And I said to her, I was like, "Should we watch the second episode?" And she shut the computer.
Oh my God, you guys should watch it high and then record.
You thought we were sober?
Well, I thought you were. I don't know.
No, I wasn't going to put myself through that sober.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Look,
Never.
Like I said, I totally get why you watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's like all the worst parts of high school. But without having to be involved in any of them, right?
Very true. Yes.
So I get why you watch it. Like I said, for me, it's just so fake and so scripted that I can't get past that part of it. And that's why it's just it's like watching a cartoon, but a cartoon that's only for adults. Which I think I would be able to actually wrap my head around better if it was that rather than these TikTok moms pretending like they actually give two shits about what their church says about them.
Yeah.
Taylor, you are on a reality show talking about how you're pregnant from the guy that you've been with for a week who had a fentanyl addiction. And you're then in the next sentence you're gonna say, "I'm worried about what the church get." Come on. If you actually cared about what your church was going to say, you wouldn't be on a reality television show. Okay? That's just,
Yes. Exactly. Oh my
and then the
God.
last thing, because I spent too much time on this, and I'm sorry. The last thing, we're just allowed to cuss openly on television now, and I get it's streaming. It's a Hulu thing exclusive. So it's streaming, but like we could just. I heard so many F-bombs, and I get it. I talk like a sailor, but just hearing the conversations these women were having, I was not expecting it for a Kardashian-style, Real Housewives-style show for just fucking F. So, all right. Enough about the torture that was my life.
Yep.
Judy has two new obsessions. Dos obsesiones.
Two new obsessions. Okay. So the first thing is one thing about me is I love gummy snacks. Like I love gummy bears. I love sour gummy worms, all of that, right? But I was eating a pack.
She loves THC gummies.
Yes, that would be my preferred edible. Are the gummies. But I mean, even just regular gummies are my faves. So anyways, I was looking at a package. I think it was like the Haribo ones. I was looking at that thing has like 300 calories for like the smallest pack. I was like, damn, that's a lot of calories. So let me see if there's like any alternatives to like a lower calorie gummy snack. So I found these, and we're not sponsored by these people. Just saying. But if you'd like to sponsor me, Shameless Snacks, I'm available. So this Shameless Snacks has 90 calories, and it tastes really good. But it just helps you with the cravings. But so I'm eating it, and I was like, damn, these are good. I was like, oh, I could grab another pack, and I'll still be like under 2 calories for 2 packs. But I read that 200
calories.
Under 200, yeah, because it's.
Well, you said 2 calories.
Oh, sorry. Under 200 calories. Yeah. So I was reading the nutrition facts because, I just looked at the calories. One package of these has 29 grams of fiber.
Oh, you're going to be pooping. You're going to be pooping so much.
I've been so nice and regular. But after watching that, after reading it, I was like, oh, I can only have one of these a day. Or else it's not going to be a fun time for me. But
I wonder why there's so much fiber in them.
Maybe it's like.
Is it like made? Of course, they're going to say it's made with real fruit. It's got to be a healthy snack.
No, it's the first ingredients is soluble corn fiber. So I guess that's how they get it to the gummy texture. I have no idea. But anyways, these Shameless Snacks, obsessed.
I'm going to tell you something that might ruin gummies for you.
Okay.
I don't know if these gummies are made with your soluble corn fiber, so maybe not these gummies. But have you ever seen how gummies are made?
No.
Okay, well.
I want to know. I don't think you should tell me right now.
Well, I'm not going to tell you, but just to suffice to say, I once watched a video of how they were made. And it took like 3.5 years before I was able to eat them again.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a whole process. And the one thing I will say to percolate your interests is that they come from pig skin.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. Like the gelatinous, like gelatin, right? Yeah, okay.
See, I like that's what I love about you, Judy, is that you're like, I feel like I've heard that before, and since I've heard that before, I'm completely okay with it. So I'm not gonna go watch the video.
I mean, look, coming from someone who in college, I think in one of my health classes, we watched Super Size Me. I'd never seen it before. Right after that school day, I went to McDonald's. I don't know.
Morgan Spurlock, rip.
Yeah. But okay, so anyways, that's
okay. So that's the gummies are number one. Obsession
gummies
Uno.
are number one. So good. They're pricey, but I think it's worth it to like fix my to satisfy my sweet cravings. But my second new obsession, and Keith is like, "Why did you buy another one?" I was like, "I'm going to return the other one, so relax." Is my new keyboard.
Ooh, I like it.
Yes, it's the best purchase I've made since I'm working from home now. I wanted to like upgrade my stuff. But this, and the best part is, I'm going to put my mic on here, is the way it sounds. So
it's got that creamy.
yes, it is.
See,
so awesome.
so that's a discussion that we've had in our house multiple times, right?
Okay.
Especially with me doing all the typing that I'm doing. I don't like them as creamy, and I know that I'm in the minority on that. I get that because the EP, she wants an, but I like a nice clicky. Like, hold on, let me see. I think I might have. Yes, I do. So I like it clicky. I do like it. And I think the reason is because I don't type as fast as y'all.
Fair,
So the creaminess kind of like molds into itself together. But since I'm taking my time, I need those beats.
Those beats.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what makes sense to me anyway. I should put that thing together and take it to work. Oh, sorry. Thinking out loud.
It's okay. But yeah, so this I am obsessed with. And the thing is, it's heavy. It is a heavy keyboard. I want to say maybe weighs like 5-6 pounds. I go, damn, why is this thing so heavy? But obsessed. I am obsessed with this. And
what's the little, so I see that you've got, it's just for anyone wondering if you're listening to us on the audio, although why we need more views on the YouTube.
YouTubes.
But it looks like it's a full-size keyboard, so it has the number pad, right? Can you put it up again, please, Judy?
Which is very important to me. But yes.
Right. Yes, and I agree with you on that, which sucks because it always makes a keyboard go from like being $80 or whatever to like 150 just by putting a number pad on there. But what is I think there's a little dial in the right there, and there's a screen. What is that?
The screen, this connects on Bluetooth, and it has 3 different Bluetooth settings. If you want to connect it to one computer and then connect it to another computer, you can just turn the little dial to have.
I love, just real quick, I love how you're holding it right now, like it's a boombox in the 90s. You're just like, my keyboard. Yeah. But and it's super cute with the colors because it's like and those are green.
Yeah, it's green.
Oh, okay. It looks gray. So
it's a sage green color with like a dark coral and white.
Okay.
Yes.
So so on my screen, I like the colors better the way that I see them because they're all darker than what you've described. But I get why you would like that color scheme of sage green and coral and pearl essence white.
Oh, it's just matte white.
It is matte white.
Yes. Oh, and it also lights up.
Sounds like a fraternity, bro.
I don't know if you can see, but it also lights up. And it changes colors too if I wanted to.
Oh my God. And then I gotta ask, how much was this keyboard?
This keyboard, I got it on Amazon and it was $80.
Really? Run me that link, please. Run me that link.
Run it, yes.
Okay.
And it's already fully built because I went down this wormhole on TikTok of creamy keyboards, and people are just throwing out like, you have to do these different hot switches. I was like, I don't have time for that. And some of them are like, yeah, you can get it pre-built. Like someone builds them on Etsy for like $200-$300. I was like, I don't have that kind of money.
Right.
Like,
well, I mean, for anyone wondering, because the reason keyboards add up so quickly is like you get your base keyboard and then you can basically customize every aspect of it, right? So usually the most expensive aspect is if you do like custom keycaps. Those can get ridiculous at like $50 a cap or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen those too. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
But also so underneath the keycap, there are switches, right? And depending on the type of keyboard you have, you can remove those switches and put in other switches to give it the clicky clacky or the creamy deemy sound that you're going for. So
yeah.
All right, no, perfect. I'm excited. I'm excited to possibly get that keyboard and then take this keyboard that I have to work, because that's like the only complaint I have about my new job is the keyboard. I hate it so much.
Why? Is it just like a regular?
I don't know what it is about the keyboard, but it feels like the keys are shifted. So, like, I've been on this journey of typing, right? And specifically, it just feels like the bottom row is shifted to the left rather than what I'm used to. And I think it's just the size of the keys specifically, because they are, it's basically, they are raised, but they're flat across the entire thing.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So it gives me the feeling like everything is shifted over. So my fingers aren't typing they're typing the right key, but it's the wrong finger, if that makes any sense.
Let me show you guys my old keyboard, because it's still here. So this was my old one before I replaced it. And so it doesn't make any noise. It's all white. It doesn't make any noise, and it's flat.
Ew.
I didn't realize how much
honestly, it looks like, and this isn't me talking trash on it, but it looks like a Temu version of an actual Apple keyboard.
I also don't like the Apple keyboards because they're
but that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. It's flat. Yeah. Like, that looks like a nice keyboard. I'm just saying, like, I could see that style of keyboard being on a Temu ad for like $1.96.
Probably.
Like, you've won this special deal. Apple style keyboard, $1.96.
Oh, man. Okay. But yeah, so
that's awesome. I'm very happy for you on that one. Because keyboards, I'm someone who's really big on sound, like, especially like at work specifically, because I hate silence. It's taken me a long time to just be able to deal with natural sounds and not have something else going on in the background. I used to hate having to go on hikes because of that. One time I forgot my headphones and I was the poutiest bitch all day. I have to be in nature. But so I get why having something that's soothing to you, especially when you're doing so much typing over the course of the day, can be important. So I'm very happy for you with that. And then speaking of, you're working all day, you're typing all day, and you're still working the 2 jobs, right?
I am, yes.
Why? Why are you still working 2 jobs?
Because I'm still waiting for my old job to find a replacement for me. So I told them I'm willing to work a few hours a day to keep them afloat while they're on this journey. I could have been an asshole and been like, deuces, y'all, I don't need you anymore. Like, here's all my handoff. But I was like, look, if I can still make extra money and work from home and just try to keep y'all afloat, I'm okay with it. So, I've been doing that it's been 4 weeks now.
Jesus.
It's been the end of 4 weeks. Although that position has been open for like a month and a half.
Right.
But they finally found someone. Praise be, because I am getting tired of working 2 jobs. I was like, it's been a lot of work, especially with my new job, like, starting to ramp up. But they finally found someone, and I'm not salty, but I am salty about this. They're bringing in this external person, 15 grand more than what I was making. And I was like, wow, they didn't even want to like offer me anything to just stay. And, I'm like, I'm a little salty about it, but at the same time, I was like, oh, this lady lives pretty far away from the office and she still has to go in 5 days a week. So I'm like content on moving on with that job. But
so real quick, I gotta throw this part in there. Like,
yeah.
No, specifically based on what you told me when you quit your job, I honestly feel like there's a chance that you could have negotiated for more money, but that was not something that was ever brought on the table because when you quit, they're like, we were waiting. Right? Because you had made it so clear that you wanted the remote work. And then also, I don't think that this lady is getting the extra $15K for any other reason than it has taken this long to fill that position.
Yeah. But no. But the thing is, no one else asked for that, any of the other candidates. So I don't know if they just didn't like the other candidates and they're like, we really like this candidate, but.
Well, how many candidates were there? Because I thought, if you're working for a month, it couldn't have been that many qualified candidates.
Let me see. I would say maybe there were about 8 candidates that they all interviewed altogether in the last 4 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. But I
can't imagine many of them were qualified then.
I guess not. Again, who knows? Who knows? But I was like, oh well.
So what, you got like 2 weeks left then?
I think the lady starts in like 3 weeks, so probably 3 more weeks. I asked my boss, I was like, so when's my last day? Like,
we'll let you know the week of. Don't worry.
Which, I guess I'm gonna still put my hours in until they tell me when my last day is. So
good for you. Get that paper. Yeah. Like it's. I'm gonna tell you guys about the week I've had later, and I've also been doing like a part-time gig on the side, and it puts a lot of extra stress on you because of the amount of time that you spend doing that, right? So I get it. Good for you. All right. Let's get into Am I Overreacting? I don't know why I said it like a fucking 80s
like a game show
host. Da-da-da, am I overreacting? All right. For real. Am I overreacting? Am I overreacting for considering leaving my fiance over a drunken joke? I, female 27, have been in a relationship with my fiance, male 41, for the last 5 years. I'm currently pregnant with our first baby, due March of 2025. We were invited to one of my fiance's friend's wedding on the weekend. It was a beautiful wedding and everyone was having fun. All the guests at our table were my fiance's friends and their significant others. For obvious reasons, I was the only sober one and everyone else was drinking. The other guys at our table started joking about that old joke that their poor friend, the groom, will never receive an oral. Suddenly, my drunk fiance interrupted them and said, well, it won't happen to him because in our house, it's on command, and she's not allowed to say no. His drunk friends high-fived him. I was mortified. Another woman gave me a weird look. He went on and on that you gotta set the expectations before getting serious. And she knows her job. Even when the baby comes, she knows her job or I'll show her the door. It was so gross. He kept going on and on about, sure, her body needs time to recover after the birth, but her mouth can pull the weight in the meantime. At this point, his friends started joking even more. I left the table and got an Uber and went home. My drunk fiance came home and passed out. Hold on. God. The next day, I told him he embarrassed me and I was horrified. I asked, is he really going to kick me out if I ever say no to him? He said, of course not. I was drunk and stupid and said some dumb stuff. I told him I was so embarrassed and he thinks I'm overreacting and no one will even remember because everyone was super drunk. Am I overreacting?
No, she's not. I mean, she never mentioned that she was going to leave him because of that, but I think she was justifiably so reacting.
Oh, man.
God. I would be so pissed.
So I agree. She should be pissed. He went way, way, way over the line.
Yeah.
But the fact that she didn't say anything to him at the table also, I'm not trying to victim blame, right? So yes, she has every right to feel that way. She was disrespected by her fiance. I want to get that out there right now. But if you have an issue with what someone is saying, especially if they're acting stupid, you should probably tell them, hey, you're acting stupid, because you'll be real fun. Well, and we don't know the dynamics of the relationship also, right? So if he's the breadwinner, maybe she feels like it's a power dynamic that she's actually afraid of, and that's why she doesn't say anything. But I know myself specifically, my wife, and everyone that I would have in my friend group and their significant others, if their person was saying something this dumb, it would be even if it's hey, you've had way too much to drink because you're talking stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Now, on the other side of that coin, I want to take this man's class. You hear? He's got her trained. Even when the baby comes, hey, your mouth is pulling the weight. Oh, he was feeling so good in front of his friends at that point, too.
God, they were all egging him on, too. That was the thing. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. I like the thing that's always funny about these stories, though, is that the person, in this case, the woman, she's so embarrassed that when she gets a look from the other wives, she looks at it as they're judging her in embarrassment, when in actuality, they're probably like, girl, your husband is acting a fucking fool right now.
Yeah,
right?
Tell him to chill.
Oh, God. So, no, she is not overreacting for considering it. I think that she should give him another chance still. I do think everybody... Look, he has a lot of groveling to do. Probably needs to get her a tennis bracelet, take her to Cabo or something.
Yeah. Before that kid comes.
Yeah, exactly. But, if this was a one-off, especially maybe he doesn't drink,
Right. Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't drink often. Maybe he never sees his friends. Maybe he's 25 and an idiot. I don't a million different things.
Yeah.
So, oh man. All right.
That's good.
God, that's the best line ever. Yeah, her body needs to recover, but her mouth can pull the weight. Oh my God, I need to take this class. Put it on a t-shirt.
The fact that she remembered all of this while typing it up, too.
Oh, she was typing it. She was doing the notes app in the Uber on the way home.
She was recording it this whole time.
Oh, God. All right. That'll do it for the first half of the show. When we come back, Judy's going to update us with from what we talked about in the very teaser of the episode. Julie is going to be talking about who was caught on camera.
Yes.
I'm also going to give you an update about our fantasy league, which I know you're so excited about, but this one you actually might be a little excited about. So we'll talk about that and more coming up on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Woo! All right, welcome back to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel at takeabreathpod. Yeah, no, just do that. Just stop what you're doing right now. I get you're in traffic. It doesn't matter. Okay. You started listening to us at a weird time of the day, whatever. Pull over to the side, go to YouTube, download the YouTube app. I don't care. Just do what you got to do and subscribe. Also, if you want to give us money for berating you, you can always join our Patreon. $5 a month gets you put into the ticker team. Be like Judy. There was more to that. I don't know. My brain is going a million different places right now. Okay. So Judy's been telling me about this Carly Gregg lady, but she's been telling me in bits and pieces because she didn't want me to know what was going on. She also forbade me from actually doing any research, which especially after Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, I appreciate that she's trying to take that off my plate. So that's fine. But because of that, like, I keep getting bits and bobs and nibs and knobs, and my brain is just like everywhere because I want to know what's going on. I want to even know what happened with this lady. So who is Carly Gregg? Why should we care about her?
Okay. So this earlier in the week, I saw a verdict reading on Twix, and there was this lady, and I was like, damn, this lady looks pretty young. But, I'm hearing the verdict, and she's guilty on all charges that she was charged with, obviously. But then I saw somebody was saying, like, someone in the comments was giving the backstory on what this case was. And I was like, oh, man, I can't wait until a Netflix docuseries comes out about this case.
Oh, my God.
Let me just read you guys the headlines for one of these news articles. So the headline says, a teenage girl killed her mom and invited a friend to see the corpse. She will spend the rest of her life behind bars. So the backstory is Carly Gregg, at the time she was 14 years old. This was just earlier in the year. I think it was like back in March. So I guess Carly took her mom's gun and shot her mom, like, multiple times.
Why?
Because supposedly the story is earlier that day, one of her friends told her mom about her daughter's drug addiction. So I guess she was like smoking weed, doing all sorts of drugs, and she didn't like that her parents knew about it. So she's like, I'm gonna kill my mom.
What?
Yeah.
I don't like that my mom knows that I'm a drug addict. So that is some addict ass behavior right there.
It is crazy. And I go, what? Like, yeah, so I guess the mom also works at her high school. So that's kind of how her friends knew to go talk to her mom about this. And so she was claiming, the daughter was claiming at her court case that she wasn't in the right state of mind, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so aside from the fact that she killed her mom, she invited her friend over to see the dead body, which her friend did come and see the dead body. And then the stepdad comes home. So she has a stepdad. She shoots the stepdad, attempts to kill him also, but he survives.
Ah.
Like, this whole story, I was just like, this is crazy. It's all because her mom found out that she was doing drugs.
There's gotta be more to it than that. There's gotta be. Because honestly, this doesn't even sound like a Netflix docuseries. This sounds like a Lifetime movie of the week, okay?
There we go.
This is just like, oh, I found out I'm on drugs, bam! What? No, there's got to be more to it. I'm
sure there may have been more to behind this, but the crazier fact that I didn't know is that they have like security home security cameras inside her house. It caught all of this on tape.
Of course it did. Of course it did. You can't do anything. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised. She didn't know about the security cameras?
I don't know. She was 14. She could be a dumb girl. I can't.
Oh, come on. You can't be that dumb. No one is that dumb. I mean, I guess she is pretty dumb because she tried to kill her family because she was on drugs and didn't want that getting out. But now it's getting out that she's a murderer. Like, there's gotta be so much more to this story. I refuse to believe that this is just like, nah, Florida man, I don't know, it's just crazy. No, I refuse. There's gotta be like they're in a cult or she has bipolar disorder. And I'm not excusing her just because I'm trying to think of a reason. I'm not excusing her actions. Like, no. Even if she is mentally disabled in some way, she still needs to go to a psychiatric hospital for, I don't want to say maybe the rest of her life, but a very, very long time.
Something.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of giving a quick summary of this news article. So there's a psychiatrist that testified saying that Carly had mood swings, eating disorders, and was cutting herself. She was hearing voices and difficulty sleeping all like last year.
That sounds pretty bipolar to me. I mean, the first part of that, I just thought she was on her period. But then the second half, made more sense. She had mood swings. What was it? She's eating disorders.
Yep, eating disorders, cutting herself.
Sounds like what goes through every household that has a woman in it once a month.
Exactly. But also there's this part that says apparently Carly lured her stepfather home by texting him pretending to be her mom. So she texted from her dead mom's phone and asked him, "When will you be home, honey?" Wow. Anyway.
I mean, that was the one thing of her whole plan that she planned. I mean, I like how the one that she tried to lure in is the one that actually survived, though.
Right.
God.
Because he overpowered her. It says he overpowered her, and before she was Lord Jesus. Wow,
where'd she shoot him that he overpowered her still? Also, what kind of gun? Was it just like a little 22?
It was a little 357.
A little 357?
I don't
know.
Yeah, it says to death with a 357 Magnum.
Yeah, that's like what Dirty Harry used. Those are supposed to be like it's a 6-shooter. Oh man. That could like take the dude's whole arm off, and he's just like, oh, whatever, I'm gonna overpower my attacker.
No idea, but I saw that he was at her trial.
This is gonna be like a Scream scenario where the stepdad was actually the killer, and he set up the daughter, and he hacked into the video footage and used AI to make it look like she did it. I'm onto this case. Okay? Nobody takes a 357 to the shoulder and then is like, walk it off, rub some dirt in it. No!
No!
Exactly!
But yeah, and I don't know. I was looking at her face during her sentencing, or not sentencing, during the verdict reading, and like, she did not look sorry. I mean,
like I said, she's probably like, honestly, everything that you described sounded like what I have been told bipolar syndrome can do to people. Like, and I never realized that voices and everything like that, because usually you hear voices or somebody says voices, you think schizophrenia, but bipolar also, that happens with people. So there's obviously something very, very wrong with her head.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's sad to say, and it really sucks that her mom lost her life. But this is why it's so important to like have a relationship with your children. And I'm not saying that she didn't, you know, but just in general, like, I'll put it this way. I would know if my kid was on drugs, okay? I would know if my kid had a drug addiction, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I understand as kids get older, they want their own space and blah, blah, right? And maybe I'm too much of a helicopter dad, but I would know that. I wouldn't give him enough space that at some point before he was just shooting me with a gun,
yeah,
that he was on some kind of drug or smoking something like a cigarette or a vape. Look, kids are stupid. They're going to leave it in their jean pocket at some point, okay?
Yeah.
Who's doing the laundry? Who's doing the laundry in that house? Huh? Who's doing the laundry? That's what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh, you had your bipolar daughter doing all the laundry? Of course you never caught her. Be a parent. Do some laundry. Oh, God. I just yelled at a dead woman. I feel a little bad about, you know what?
The thoughts, opinions, and
when you put it in
expressions of
perspective,
Clownboy Ryan
it's
in no way
it's
reflect
not the
those
best
of
one.
Judy herself, the A Conversation with Judy and Ryan podcast, or parent company Take a Breath Productions. All rights reserved. Copyright 2020.
But yeah, so
Copyright
now
2020.
she's serving life without parole at 15 years old.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, because she probably could have gotten like, if she only, I hate that this is how my brain works. If she had only murdered the mom, she probably could have gotten out in like 10 to 15 years based on the fact that she's not all mentally there. But the fact that she then, because that you can put in like second degree manslaughter area, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But the fact that she tried to coerce her stepdad into coming home and then took a shot at him when he got home, that is first degree, full out planned. You won't recover from that. Ah.
I know. It's it's wild. I was like, oh, Keith, this should be like an episode. So Keith has been binging Law and Order. We're like on season 17 right now.
Which Law and Order?
Like
OG?
the regular OG Law and Order.
Because
I was like,
SVU is right there.
Yeah. That'll probably be our next show.
Oh my God.
After all watching 26 seasons of OG Law and Order.
That's like, you could have gotten like 3 master's degrees in the time that you're going to spend watching Law and Order. I'm not even an advocate of school. I hated having to be in school. But I'm just saying, maybe we'll have to watch all the Law and Order. Getting the most out of that Peacock subscription, huh?
Yeah, definitely. After all these price increases, what you thinking?
All right, fair. Oh, God. Okay. So earlier I told you guys about how it's been a very busy week for me. As we discussed last week, baseball season. Yay! Baseball season. So I got practices, I got games, doing all that stuff. The games, and I get it. It's the beginning of the season. Everyone should be getting better. But these games, so they go for 6 innings or an hour and 45 minutes. Okay?
Okay.
Because of the way that the game is played, in which mostly every child is walking. And by that, I mean they're getting 4 balls and getting to take the first base or whatever base. And the fact that even when all all of the pitches are pretty much balls, they're still calling 1 or 2 strikes in there. It is making these games so long that by the end of the 3rd inning, we're at an hour and a half already. Okay, by the halfway point of the game, thank God for the 145 rule. Oh my God, we would have been there until midnight. So the games are taking forever because children aren't actual pitchers. And then when they are pitchers, or when they actually can do anything, they still manage to fuck that up and not get anyone out ever. And oh God, I have to say this now before we can actually start listening to this podcast. My kid is not good. Like and no. It's not that he doesn't have the potential to be good, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But the one issue he has, and I don't know why this is, but his hand-eye coordination is like the last thing that he is developing, right? Mm-hmm. So it is his biggest weakness. And in baseball specifically, hand-eye coordination is pretty important.
Right.
Right. And then on top of that, you add to the fact that he's on the younger end of the age group in this section of the league that he's in. My point in saying all that is he doesn't test well when they do the assessment test at the beginning of the year, and then he gets put on a bad team, and then it's just watching bad baseball all year.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets better over the course of the year, but the team is still terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck.
Yeah.
And then I'm stuck watching an hour and a half of 3 innings of terrible baseball. So there's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on top of that, I did start a new job, which I told you guys about last week. Love it there. I love it there so much. I just want to be on my best behavior all the time to make sure I don't fuck this up because I love it there so much. The only issue, other than the keyboard that we talked about earlier, but that's not a real issue. That's just like, I got to do something about that at some point. Mm-hmm. The only issue I have with it is just the commute, which, like I said already, it's just because I was so spoiled over the last year, right? Because I'm so close. But think about that. Of my entire job, the only issue I have is my 30-minute commute in the morning. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so nice. There's so many. Oh, it's so nice.
So great.
It's so amazing to be able to be like, I have this task to do, and then just be able to focus on doing that one task until you are done and not having to worry about the phone ringing every 15 seconds and then taking you away from that task. And you got to go back to the task and be like, well, where was I in this? And then double checking to make sure everything that you were doing was correct. Oh, so nice to just concentrate on what you're doing. The office that I work in, there are 2 other gentlemen who, by their own words, are the nerdiest of nerds. And I love that. They talk about, they play Magic the Gathering. It's a card game. And they just talk about that all day, and I'm fascinated. And they're just genuinely good people. I'm so happy about everything involved with this place. Everyone seems to be in a good mood, like genuinely in a good mood. And to find that in an office is something, especially, let's say a medium-sized office like this one is kind of rare, in my opinion. So, and maybe it's different for you. You've been in that corporate structure, so maybe everybody just knows to always be like, I'm in a good mood when you're in a corporate place. I don't know. But that's the feeling that it gives me. So, so thrilled. But I've been doing that. And then on top of that, because this job it's not making as much money, so I picked up a second side gig where someone is letting me design a website for them. Why that is, I don't know. Yeah. I guess I talk a good game, right? I'm like that guy at the bar who, you know, on the drive to her house, he's like, "Hi, time to put up or shut up, buddy. I don't know. You got yourself into this one, okay?"
Yeah.
So I've been working on that, and just all these things inside of a very tiny amount of time, especially when we're also recording the podcast and everything. It feels like I just don't have like even any extra time for anything, right? I feel like I have to multitask in order to wash the dishes. So like I'll be making dinner and washing dishes at the same time so that I can have enough time to do everything, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And so that's why I was saying earlier, like, I get why, even if you're only doing like an hour or 2 hours a day with everything else at your second job, and I know you're doing more than that, but I get why everything can feel like it stacks up so quickly. So kudos to you for putting it all together, and hopefully I get a little free time in the future. I'm not. Baseball is going to ruin my life, okay?
Yeah.
He's a good actor, and I don't have to go to the acting lessons. So, and that's like, those are like, you go to one play every 6 months. Not
True.
Baseball, where you're at a game twice a week, plus practices, plus batting cages. Plus I have to play catch with him. Who wants to have to play catch with their son?
Wow.
I think that's how I knew I was going too far on the last one. So,
Yeah.
But I've been so busy. My mom is now starting to. She hit my wife with a choice close. Do you know what a choice close is?
No.
It's something that salespeople do. And don't get it twisted. My mom made her bones on sales before she became an executive. She knows exactly what she's doing. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's when you close somebody by giving them two choices, but both of those choices really benefit the person asking the question. Right?
Right. Yeah.
So she said to my wife, who is sick, tired, all these things. She's fine, but I'm playing it up for dramatic effect, guys. She says, you guys need some help, and I'm going to do it. So you can either let me come over while you're at work and clean your place, or you can let me send a cleaning lady over to your place. And the EP in that moment was just like, okay, sounds good. I have to talk to Ryan to figure out what we're going to do. What? You let her close you? You don't let that old lady close you? Oh, I mean, Mom, kudos to you. Okay, that was a masterclass in salesmanship right there. You did everything. You isolated the weaker person, but still a decision maker, right? You wore her down a little bit because, you know, they be texting, right? You wore her down a little bit. Yeah. And then right at the moment where you knew that she had no place to go, your choice closed her. Oh, my God. Oh, golly, man. So, yeah, I've been putting that conversation off. Look, it's because it's one of those things. Like, I don't want my mom coming over. I have certain sections nice, as you could see. See, it looks okay behind me. Yeah. I have certain sections nice, and then other sections are blown the fuck up. Okay. and it's because, like, you, especially when you don't have a ton of time. You do things you work on one section of the house, and then you work on another section of the house, and then you work on another section of the house. But while you were working on those sections, fucking Asher comes along, tornado style, and destroys everything behind you, right?
Right. In that other section you just cleaned. Yeah. And so it's just a cycle.
It is. It's a cycle. Yeah. And before the EP, got diagnosed, she had more energy. So we were able to tag team everything. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. She did the majority of stuff. I would do stuff here and there, because she's amazing and she never complained. So my stupid ass was just like, it's fine. It's not complaining, so everything's fine, right? But now that she's not able to, like, it is kind of just one person, and for the 3 people, yeah, that cycle is fucking ungodly sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm of the thing where it's like, I don't want my mom coming over to clean, even though she's offered and everything. And she said, I won't judge. I don't care. I get everything going on, right? But I don't want her to come over and clean because it's embarrassing. Okay. Like, it's called what it is, embarrassing. And then also, I don't want her to pay for a cleaning lady because, like, yeah, I know I make jokes about being a poor or brokey or whatever, but, like, it's nothing. There are actual poor people out there. There are actual people that are, like, worried if they're going to be able to make their rent or be able to eat or whatever. Like, for me, it's just, I have to maybe pick up some extra work to be able to keep my same lifestyle that I've had, right? Mm-hmm. Or I have to, what's another thing? Just be more conscious about what I'm spending. Or maybe I'm even living at a small deficit for a while I'm waiting for my next, increase in pay. Like, all of these things, but my stuff is way manageable compared to what other people out in the world are actually dealing with. So to have my mom be like, yeah, I'll just, I know the times are tough for you, so I'm going to pay for the cleaning. Like, it just, I feel like that's even though it would be a gift, it would be a misuse of funds or something. Also, it's embarrassing.
Well, maybe you should come up with the compromise, right? Like, not a week, maybe like a once a month. Like, I don't know.
Well, that was the thing. I think it's supposed to be more of a one-off.
Or maybe that, right? So you just have one cleaning lady do all the cleaning, and then you guys just try to maintain it. That's honestly, I think once you get that one big clean and everything is like spotless, it's easier for you to maintain it.
She got in your DMs. My mom got in your fucking DMs. This is a setup job, okay? She set us up. She choice closed the EP and she got in my co-host DMs.
No. It's nothing like that. I'm just saying, I know how that is, where you keep cleaning, but you're only doing sections, and everything else that you've cleaned is also starting to get dirty again. By the time you finish cleaning all your sections, you got to redo it. Yeah. So if you have that whole thing just done all at once, it's easier, and it kind of motivates you to keep it the way it looks. I don't know. It's just
I don't like that everyone in my world is against me. Okay, I'm not a fan. We're gonna move on.
I don't know about y'all, but my mental health does not do well when it's messy, or if the house is just I don't do well. it's not me. So if it'll help you in any way like that, then it'll be worth it.
I know the EP is like that, right? Mm-hmm. Me, I'm the kind of person, I don't care. Like, as long as it's not like hoarders levels of dirty.
yeah.
I'm okay with it being messy or whatever. But I will admit that having a clean area in general does put me in a more positive state of mind. But yeah, like I said, as far I don't really care. Okay. As long as there's not a pile of trash just chilling. Oh, I'm going to sort that. Bitch, no, you're not. You're never sorting this. This is trash. Oh, God. All right.
No.
Judy wanted to get my advice on something. And I'm not sure
advice.
how to.
I want to get your
opinion?
take on it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like how you're quick to be like, not advice. I don't need any advice from you.
Not from me. No.
I don't need advice from a man whose mother is going to pay for his cleaning lady.
Look, if my mom ever finds out that I hire someone to come clean my house once a month, she'll like disown me. She's like, why can't you do it yourself, Judy? I'm like, yeah, Mom.
Mom, I'm working 1.5 jobs, okay?
Like, yeah. Anyways, okay, I know y'all remember about my friend who got engaged to her partner, and she's still they're still technically married because they're separated, right?
Oh, yeah, basically like the real life version of Taylor.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, okay, so my friend, before they even met their partner, fiance now, every year, certain parts of the year for a week, she would go to New York to watch Broadway shows. It's like her thing, right? So whenever she's off of school, week to New York by herself, that was her thing. But now that she's in a committed relationship, she's told her fiance that, for Thanksgiving break, she is going to New York by herself to do her Broadway thing.
Okay.
And I told Keith, I go, isn't that kind of weird? Like, that she didn't even invite her fiance. Now, granted, I don't know their financial situations, what have you, but I just think not weird. I think it's just kind of rude that I'm just going to take this long week trip without you, without the kids, and it's just for myself on Thanksgiving, where it's a holiday that I think you should be spending time with your new family, especially that you're coming into this, you're going to be married and this is your family type thing.
No, so that's the straw for
and
me.
It's
the holiday weekend specifically is a straw.
Mm-hmm.
I can come up with an understanding. The message delivery of it is also I can't. That's another thing where, right? But I can come up with an understanding for going on a trip by yourself for a week. Getting away from the husband, from the kids, or from the partner, from the kids. Sorry, that's my patriarchy showing. But I can understand that. Needing time to decompress or wanting something that is solely just yours. You would kind of hope. Now, I forget. The kids, these are stepkids, right?
It would be her stepkids, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
yes, it's her fiance's kid.
Because in my head, like, I'm always about trying to share my life with my kid, so that maybe a piece of me gets passed on through him or something like that. Also, so I can know if he's on the drugs. Yeah. So that I don't come home and he shoots me in the shoulder and then I have to go Gorilla Hulk on him. But so from a step parent's perspective, I can understand, especially that's a lot of changes, becoming a mom and a wife and all these things. There's a lot of changes. Mm-hmm. So maybe to her, she finds it where, she does this thing by herself, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the holiday weekend thing, that's
right. Like,
that's
I feel
where
that,
it's like that's like terrible.
Yeah, I feel like my friend could cut down her trip, like it's like you don't have to do the full week there. You could do maybe just the first half or.
Well, and also though, why is it so specific that it has to be the Thanksgiving weekend? Like, is there a specific event going on?
Well, that's because she's also a teacher, so that's one of her weeks off that she.
I get that, but then there's winter break too. Like, there's other spots
she'll
that
probably go for winter break also. It's like her thing with whenever she has like these sporadic.
Oh, so she's gonna do it every time. See, this is even worse. Mm-hmm. That's even worse.
Yes.
Yeah, no, because I mean, like, you're a teacher, so
you only have certain weeks off.
Yeah, right? Unless there is a specific reason, like the week of Thanksgiving tickets are a quarter of the price that they normally are. Or there's an event going on where like, each night at a specific venue, they're going to do a different play. Like unless there is a bona fide reason that necessitates you having to go at this time, you are just being a selfish prick. Like that's what it is. You're just being selfish, and you're saying that I am more important than the family. And that's not me saying that you should never that you never put yourself ahead of your family. Like that would be ridiculous. But like it's the holiday weekend, and you have no reason other than the fact that I just want to go. You know, like that. Also, I'm biased
that was my
because
take too, so.
I'm biased. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. And I say that not like, oh, I love making the turkey and all that. No, I don't even give a shit about what we eat. But I like Thanksgiving because that has always been the holiday. Like my mom would always host for Thanksgiving and still does to a degree. And so that's when the family would come together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Christmas, everybody stayed at their own houses. You were in Nevada, someone was in Arizona, someone's in Indiana. Like, so it never gave me that same feeling of family like Thanksgiving does. And I also try not to be a very materialistic person. Which just, when you say it out loud, makes you sound like a fucking douche. So I apologize. But yeah, so, you know, put it like this. The reason Christmas doesn't mean as much to me is because, especially as I've gotten older and I've made adult money until the point where my mommy had to start buying me a cleaning lady. If I wanted something, I would just go buy it. So I wasn't like waiting for my birthday or for Christmas or whatever, because I would just like, no, don't worry about me. I take care of my own stuff. Just, you know, like, let's just have a good day or whatever. And then my birthday would become perennially the worst day of my life. We can get into those another day.
We know the stories.
Yeah.
We've heard them a couple times on here.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, Thanksgiving is the important day to me. And I just, this person gives me the ick. Okay. Their vibe gives me the ick.
Yeah, that was my take too. And I can see where Keith was coming from, was like, well, that's kind of that's their, like, that person's, like, my friend's tradition, you know, to do that.
Right.
But I'm like, but now she's going to have a family. And I think it's important that this is like probably their first Thanksgiving, you know, being an engaged couple together with the kid.
Yeah, well, no, and also, like, it being her tradition, I totally get that, right? But on the opposite side of that, like I said, outside of the fact, if there's no other parameters on why it has to be at this time, right? But that's like saying, well, all of the family traditions that we have, and I'm talking about the, you know, the partner and the children,
and the kids,
that regardless of what they are, you have to just acquiesce to those as well. Like, the point of a family is that you bring in traditions from both sides of it and you meld them together in a way that is beneficial for all.
Yeah.
You know? Which is why I need to take homie's class so that we can put that mouth to work. That's a tradition we need in this household. God, okay. That really is going to be my favorite line of all time. Her body needs to recover, but her mouth can pull the weight.
Just make it
or
your
she
headline
can get
on
the
Flix.
fuck out.
I'll put it on a shirt for you.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed, I am wearing official Take a Breath merch, fraternity choo choo, coming to an imaginary store in the near future. We don't
One of
have
my
much
best
time
gradations.
left. We had about 5 minutes left when I was gonna pivot, and then I went on the whole tangent again about homeboy from Am I Overreacting? Who, God, I really wish he would write like a pickup artist book or a Andrew Tate alpha male style book.
Oh God, no.
All right. I was going to talk about a whole bunch of football stuff, but we don't have time for that. But what I do want to talk about is the fact that Judy and I are going up against each other in fantasy. And this is one of those where it's a lose-lose situation for me. Okay? Because Judy is 0-3. She hasn't won a game.
I am 0-3 in our league. Yep.
I'm 1-2, so it's not like it's much better for me, right? But if I win, all I did was beat the person who has gotten beaten by everybody else. But if I lose, now I'm the one win that she gets
Out of the whole season.
out of the whole season so far. So it really now granted, it's fantasy, so by week 4, so by week 5 we'll have forgotten all about this. But for this 1 week, it is ungodly paramount that I come up with the greatest lineup possible.
Yeah.
So please, this show drops at 10 a.m. I need you all to DM me on Twix at TABPOD by 10:05 because half my lineup will probably be set already. So hurry up. Give me all your sneak plays, okay?
The games start at 10, don't they?
I know that's why I said like for the second half of the slate I need no. And then also for the Monday and Sunday night games, I need. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I understand that I've put myself in a hole because the early morning slate of stuff starts at 10 a.m. But any information, all right? If somebody has a hangnail, I want you sending me that info, okay? I cannot let Judy win. God, I hate being in lose-lose situations. You know what you do? You know what you did, actually? You choice closed me. You're like my fucking mom. You choice closed me with fantasy football. You're like, well, you can beat a fully defeated team or you can lose to that team. Either way, I win. Ha ha!
Yes.
This is my life. This is what my life has become. All right. Well, you guys know what the gong means. The gong means that the show has come to a close. Thank you 100% for listening to the rantings of a man boy. I really do love you guys so much and appreciate you. Once again, like I said, we got 57 followers on YouTube. That is amazing. Yay. And 200 views on our last actual full-length podcast video. Yeah, the average watch time was like 4 minutes. But what? 4 minutes? Somebody watch me for 4 minutes? Let's go! I want more people to comment. And I get it. You get like one comment for every 1,000 views or something normally or something like that. But I want someone to comment just to be like, why is he yelling so much? I know it's going to come. I know at some point it's going to come. So
we'll get it there.
But yes, thank you guys for listening to the show. We do appreciate you. We appreciate however you help us grow, whether it is by listening, watching, contributing to the Patreon, liking, sharing, subscribing. Oh man. Do I send the all staff email at the new job? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. Cliffhanger. We'll find out. But yeah, however you guys indulge, we appreciate it. And we will be back here. Is season 3 next week? Or is that the week after?
It might be next week.
I think it's season 3 next week.
I think it's season 3.
Oh my God, we got a season premiere coming next week, people.
Wow.
Tell everyone. Tell your mom. Tell your friends. Tell your ex-girlfriends, okay? If you're a girl, tell your ex-girlfriends. I got you on that one. You thought I was going to be gender biased. Nope. But then tell their ex-boyfriends. But yes, we got season 3 coming up next week. I don't think they're going to do anything special. Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure. Maybe. I guess you have to find out right here on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Bye.
Bye.